Okay, so today we're answering the tough leadership dilemmas. Let's hear. What have we got?
Yeah, so we had a couple of people send in some questions. First one, I'm considering leaving a toxic workplace, but I've worked so hard to get here. I think we've all experienced this.
Yeah.
Am I giving up or am I protecting myself?
Oh my gosh. That's very reflective.
Mhm.
I would want to know what is making it toxic and can you change it?
Mhm.
Can you insulate yourself from the toxicity around you? Is it having an impact on your mental health and wellness? Is the role bringing joy to your life?
Mhm.
If not, you know your worth.
Yeah, and I would also say define toxic. Is it a toxic culture or is it a toxic person? Because often you can move around an organization and get away from a toxic leader. But if it's the culture that is toxic and unchangeable, you're not gonna get away from that.
Yeah. I'm reminded of the podcast we did with Heather Colbert, where she talked about making decisions at a time when she was just impatient and she
Right.
wasn't seeing the results that she wanted to see. And so she left and she regrets it.
Mhm.
And so I appreciate that this person has written in to say, I'm considering leaving. And I think that's an important element, is that you are your own advocate for your career.
Yeah.
And no one's going to map it out for you, and no one's going to hold your hand and take you on the next steps. So that point of reflection needs to be balanced with this concept of patience. Is this something that you can persevere through? If you've worked really hard to get where you are, don't give it up easily, because the work environment around you sucks.
Mhm.
Because that can change, but
Yeah.
you don't want to look back and say, gosh, I wish I had just persevered or had those tough conversations
Mhm.
or expressed my perspective or shared what makes this toxic with my supervisors, whether it's the person, and what can I do to be part of that solution, rather than saying, this is a really shitty environment.
Mhm.
I've worked hard for it,
Mhm.
but I'm out.
I would also say consider your personal perspective and what someone externally would say. So maybe bounce it off of somebody you know whose opinion you respect, and say, am I overreacting? But more than that, I would say, if you're worried about giving up and if you're worried about losing what you've worked so hard for, instead of just leaving, can you leverage this into something equal to or greater than? Can you springboard yourself into something that you would be really happy with? So try not to make it feel like you've given up and try to push it into something where you've gone even further.
Lately, I've been really focused on this concept of asking myself, is this bringing joy to my life? Which is different than, does this make me happy?
Right.
And am I doing what I love? Because I
Mhm.
actually feel like some of the worst advice we give people is like, do what you love. Find out what you love. It's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like
The best way to ruin something is to turn something you love into your work.
Absolutely. But we're expecting people to search for these emotions that frankly should be saved for the people in our lives.
Mhm.
Does my work bring me joy? Is it fulfilling? Does it provide me with opportunities to create experiences for the people whom I love? Absolutely.
Mhm.
Do I love it though? I wouldn't equate love with my job.
Yeah.